Hey everybody, Eir Atla here. Blessed Thursday. We are going to be making a meal because the sun just moved into Gemini today. And Gemini is awesome. My oldest daughter is a Gemini, so love that sign. But it's Gemini season, which means it's a season for high anxiety, nervous system issues, communication issues, and the nervous system is really a big piece of Gemini, and they struggle a lot of times with a lot of nervousness, anxiety, depression, like symptoms in their body, that like nerve issues throughout, and they tend toward a very dry nervous system, right? Which is where a lot of that like anxiety and everything comes from, is their nervous system is just frazzled and dried out. They get overstimulated easily, overwhelmed easily, and they need a lot of support. So what kind of support do you need for that? Support for your nervous system looks like multiple different things. One, hydration with water hydration. They need to drink the shit out of water, and a lot of native Geminis do not. They love caffeine. They're constantly drinking caffeine. Caffeine dehydrates you even more and frazzles out your nervous system even more. So if you tend toward anxiety, caffeine's probably not the thing you need to be drinking, right? Also, you need oil hydration. So this means hydration from like fats. So the myelin sheaths, the coating that goes around the nerves, is made from fatty lipids. It needs plenty of fat in your diet to keep those sheaths happy and healthy, as well as plenty of B vitamins. So they need those two things. So hydration of both kinds. They need to relax, get detox from electronics, get off of Facebook, off of TikTok, off of Instagram, all those things, and take electronic breaks frequently, where you just turn off your phone, plug it up somewhere where you're not, and take a break, right? Get outside, get grounded, walk on the earth, barefooted, do forest bathing, things like that. Baths really work here too, getting out in like swimming pools. Nature's even better, so lakes, ponds, streams, creeks, whatever. Ocean is even better, but if you can't do that, baths work great. But as far as food goes, which is what we're going to be talking about today, astro nutrition, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury rules thiamine, which is a B vitamin. The sun, as we talked about before, rules vitamin A, vitamin D, magnesium, and iodine. And so because of that, it's Gemini season. We want to nourish our bodies for Gemini season. So we want to make a meal with some high fats, high proteins, and plenty of nourishment for the nerves, right? So I'm going to be making a meal today that's super easy. It is very much an Ohio Buckeye thing. So Buckeye here, born there, all my family's from there. Everybody still lives in the Cincinnati area, minus a few like random cousins like me who have split off and gone elsewhere. So we're making Cincinnati chili. It's not a given that everybody will like this, but we love it in my family because I grew up eating it. I make it all the time for my family, and it's super fucking easy, which is the name of the game over here. So a few things that you will need. I have them all lined up. Let's go take a look. See down there? All right, so you're going to need some spaghetti. I bought the giant ass box because we like spaghetti. Some spaghetti noodles. You want a pack of this Cincinnati chili recipe. If you can't find this, Kroger carries it a lot of times. I've seen it at Wegmans, Kroger derivative stores like Smith's if you're out west. I think Fred Meyer's is one of theirs, I'm not sure. But any Kroger derivative store usually has this. Meyer has it. Is where I got this one actually. If you don't have this or can't find it anywhere, I will put in the description the recipe to make your own Cincinnati chili mix. So you need one packet of that. You need 1 pound of ground beef. I have 80-20 because animal fats are good for our body and we need it. They're very nourishing. So 80-20% ground beef from the butcher. You need an 8-ounce can of tomato paste, and you're gonna need some cheese. Lots and lots of cheese, because when you serve it with cheese on top, and like more cheese than you could possibly imagine. So lots of cheese. Again, cheese is very nourishing for the body. It's full of good, healthy fats, and definitely will fit into this higher fat meal that we are making tonight. So to start, you're going to take your pot or your pan, whichever you're using. A pot is best, a deeper pot like this, like a soup pot. And you're going to mix in it 1 packet of this, 1 8-ounce can, 8 ounce, what is this, 4 ounce, 6 ounce, there we go, 6 ounce can of tomato paste, and 6 cups of water total. So the way I like to do it is you put 3 cups of water, you put the seasoning and this, and then you put the beef, because you put the beef in uncooked, and that helps break it up into smaller chunks. We like ours very small. If you like bigger chunks, then you can throw all 6 cups in at once. So I'm going to go throw in 3 cups of water, and I will be right back. All right, going to get that heating up and boiling. We're going to open up our can of tomato paste while we wait. I don't know if you can hear her, but the dog has shown up. She heard the can opener, so she just automatically assumes that this means food for her. So here she is. Okay. So we're gonna let that heat up and boil, come to a boil, and then we will add in our beef. So I had a 2-pound package that I split in half, so this is my 1 pound of meat for that. So while we wait for that to boil, let's talk Gemini season. Gemini season is May 22nd through like June 21st. It is a mutable season. Gemini is a mutable air sign. This is why their nervous system is so frazzled, kind of, because that air quality, right, like dries everything out. And then the mutable quality comes in and it's very, energy's all over. Some days, you know, their arm hurts. The next day it's a leg. It's like the energy that they have kind of moves throughout the body. We have the 6 cups of water total, the package or your own Cincinnati chili mix, and the can of tomato paste. Let me go add the other part of the water, and then I will show you what's next. All right, so once you have all your water, your meat, all that, you don't cook the meat ahead of time. I know this sounds weird, but you don't brown it. It cooks in the sauce. So mix that all together. Get your meat to the size that you like it. Put it on medium to low heat. Bring it to a boil, then turn it down, let it simmer until it's reduced by half. Once it reduces by half, you're good to go. Once it gets close to that, I'm gonna start some water and we're gonna boil our noodles. So I will see you back when that is ready. Okay, so it is done. Let me show you. You can see how it reduced by like half where the line was and where it is now. It's a lot thicker, smells amazing. So it's done. I'm gonna shred some cheddar cheese up while we wait for the water to boil over here for the pasta. So it's called chili, but it's more like a meat sauce that's served over pasta, spaghetti noodles specifically, and topped with a bunch of cheese. You can get it different ways too, where they add like onion to it or beans to it, but we eat ours with just cheese usually. Ooh. All right, so I'm gonna grate some cheese. While we're doing that, let's talk the Sun in Gemini. So the Sun in Gemini, Sun is very hot and drying influence. And so in Gemini, it makes that drying influence of Gemini from Mercury and the air quality even more so than usual. So in the Sun in Gemini, I see people who definitely have a very overwrought, overworked nervous system. It's very frazzled a lot of times, frazzles easily. I see a lot of digestion issues, ironically. Even though the Sun doesn't govern digestion, I see a lot of digestion issues in Gemini. And a lot of it is because that anxiety translates into their stomach, and it lends to digestive upset from their nervous system just not working as well as you would like it to, right? So they get a lot of digestion upset because their digestive system isn't being innervated properly. It doesn't have a good energy flow. Talking from like a traditional Chinese medicine, standpoint, from Ayurveda, their Agni is low, their digestive fire is low, and so they struggle with upset stomachs all the time. And so what I find here is that the best way to actually treat upset stomachs in people with a lot of Gemini or Gemini Sun is to nourish their nervous system. When their nervous system is happy and healthy and nourished, their digestive problems tend to go away. Because, again, it's more of a nerve issue than it is an actual digestion issue for many of them. Obviously not everybody. I'd have to look at your chart to get a real, true reading of what it is for you. But that's what it is in like a general speaking of the sense, right? So working on that. So that's why tonight our meal for the sun moving into Gemini has lots of good healthy fats in it because it's nourishing the system. It has dairy, which has vitamin A and vitamin D, which nourishes our nervous system and our immune system and our bones and our liver, and it keeps things working as they should, right? And so that's why we chose this meal for tonight, to give our body those nutrients that it really wants. As far as for the B vitamin that Mercury rules, which governs Gemini, as we talked about earlier, the vitamin B1, we're not really adding anything in the meal tonight that has that. So if you want to, you can add some nutritional yeast to the top of your Cincinnati chili, and that will add the B vitamins. B vitamins are best taken together in a group, so it can be complex. So in this case, the nutritional yeast is great because it has all the B vitamins in it, right? So good thing to add on if you want some B vitamins to cover that mercury aspect as well. All right, let me put this cheese up now that I'm done grating it. I got a nice bowl of cheese here. Clean up my counter, and then we'll check the water. So to balance out that sun in Gemini, we're going to want to bring some more moon into our life as well, right? Because the moon is the balancing force of the sun. It's the opposite energy. Sun is hot and drying, moon is cooling and moistening. So if you want to go back to the video before where I made a moon day meal, so Monday, a moon day meal, then you can do that, and that has lots of the moon governed stuff in it. It's very nourishing and hydrating, and that can calm and cool some stuff down as well. So a good idea to incorporate that. Got to pay the cheese tax to the dog, so here's my cheese going into her bowl. Because if you don't pay the cheese tax, the dog will find you, and she will not be happy with you for... All right, that's getting there. So let's get this open because that is almost boiling. We'll boil our noodles, and then we will serve our food. All right, so noodles are opened. I got my colander. I'm gonna go stick that in the sink so when these are done, we can drain them. And if you also want to know more about the sun and Gemini, I have my book, Your Sun Sign and Your Health, that is available on my site. It's free. Go download it, read the shit out of it. It gives a lot of details for Sun and Gemini and how to manage that. Also, on my podcast, I have a podcast, Alchemy, Astrology, and Astro Health. It has its own YouTube channel as well. If you want to run over there, you can subscribe and like to that page as well. But I have a ton of information on there about the Sun and Gemini in general, in multiple different episodes. So good place to go and get some more information as well, and really do incorporate this, into your everyday life. When you incorporate the Astro Nutrition with your design and what your body really needs, it makes a huge difference in your life. Like, let me tell you, my body feels so much better when I follow what I know I'm supposed to be eating based on my design instead of eating other things, right? So my body really prefers me cooking. So that's what I do. I do a lot of cooking. I love cooking. And so that doesn't matter to me because I like cooking. If you don't like cooking, then and your body prefers cooking, we're gonna have to find a workaround, right? So I try to make my meals easy as possible so that they can work for anybody, whether you enjoy cooking or you don't. I love it. I cook all the time. I cook pretty much everything from scratch. It's just my favorite thing to do. It's my way of showing love and my way of keeping my family happy and healthy and healing them, right? Part of my my sacred practice for my family is cooking food for them, keeping them happy, healthy, putting spells into it, right, for healing and health and happiness. And yet you see my sign. It says Witch's Kitchen. That's why, because I am the witch that's in the kitchen creating all these amazing foods for my family and keeping them happy, healthy, and doing well. Alright, we're going to get our plates out then, so we're ready to plate up when these noodles are done. Should not take too long. I'll see you back here when they are. Alright, noodles are done. Let's go ahead and plate it up, y'all. So, noodles first, and then sauce a good stirring. All right, so noodles, sauce, and then you smother it in cheese. There you go. And get the cheese off my finger. Amazing, delicious, tasty. We usually serve it with conies as well. I didn't make those this time, but hot dogs with the Cincinnati chili on it, cheese, mustard, very good, very tasty. That's typically what we use as a side dish. Feel free to add whatever you want. And again, welcome to Sun and Gemini season. We'll chat later, guys. Love and light.